Hello, I'm Eve Grzyzbowski, and this time I'm going to show you a sequence which is accessible for most people, and it's for people with osteoporosis, which is a condition that I have. And so I like doing this program for myself, and I wanted to share it with you. It incorporates various skills that we're working on. One is coordination, another is mobility, balance, and strength. So we cover all those bases to whatever extent we can in about 45 to 60 minutes. So let's go. We'll use a yoga mat here to stand on. And this part of the program is about grounding. So feel where you're standing, your footing, and the whole of each foot, right foot, left foot. And then lift up your toes and bring them back down onto the ground. Sometimes you have to look and see whether your toes are responding. And we'll do that several times, just so that you can feel that part of your body. And we could play with it a little bit and lift just the big toe, the second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, and then little toe down to the big toe like that. Sometimes that's called piano toes, and you can do it a few times to see whether you can gain some flexibility there. And then bring your arms up overhead and reach for the ceiling, or if you're out of doors, reach for the sky and stretch one side and release, and the other side. And working with your breath, it means maybe inhalation, stretching up, exhalation, releasing down, inhale, exhale. Let's just one more each side. And then lowering your arms and back down by your side. Let's do a little work for encouraging a healthy way to use the spine, and especially with osteoporosis. So in bending forward, we want to bend from the hips and not from the spinal column. So we bend our knees a little bit, we hinge forward from the hips at the crease, and then straighten the hinge, straighten the legs. A knee bend, lean forward, a straightening up, and straight legs. Knees, hinge, unhinge, straight legs. Once more, a knee bend, a hinge, coming up, straight legs. Lovely. This will test your mobility and your coordination a little bit. We're going to step back into a lunge. So I've taken my left foot back and lower down a little bit, and then step up. Just adjust the distance that you take your leg back according to your ability to stay balanced, and forward. And a step back, a knee bend, a step up. Left leg back and stepping up. This time we're going to go all the way down to the floor. So the knee bend, hinge forward slightly, and lower down. And from here, we'll be ready to lie on our backs. And ready to do some poses that we've moved on from grounding, that are in the supine position, just lying on your back. And we'll start this sequence just simply pressing the back of your head into the mat and releasing it. It's a very light pressure, pressing back and releasing. You could use your breath here too. Say, exhale, press. Inhale, release. Exhale, press. Inhale, release. Keep this front part of your neck relaxed. And working with your neck and head movement, bring your chin down towards your chest, a little nod down, a little lift of your chin again. Nodding, chin down, and releasing. It's as though you're just giving a little indication of a yes. Yes, chin down. And we can do some little circles here. Tiny rotation in one direction. Like that. Let's go the other way. You can feel that on the back of your head. Keep it tiny and relaxed. Let's do some pelvic tilts. Press your feet slightly. Without lifting your hips off the floor, you're just going to tilt the front of your hips back towards your ribs, and then a push away. Hips move towards the legs. Tilt. Hips one way and then the other. It's as though you've got a little wheel on the base of your spine and you're rolling over that small wheel to get a little movement, not a lot. And then bring that to a pause. Let's extend right leg out and right arm overhead. Working the side of your body now. Extend and release. Long arm, long leg, extend and release. One more time on that side. Fold your arm in, fold your leg in, and start all over again. Left arm, right, left leg. Stretch away and release. Can you feel that opening up your ribs? Opening up your waist on that side. One more. And then let's go back to start. Arms by your side, legs bent, and your feet on the floor. Take a few breaths. We're moving into some small bridges. So like you did with the pelvic tilts, press your feet, lift your buttocks slightly off the floor. It could be just a very small movement, but a slow movement. And then lowering back down, base of your spine to your tailbone. Coming up in a little wave, small movement, and coming back down. Let's go again. Tilt of your pelvis and coming up. Come up a little bit higher if that suits your body at this moment. It's really important to modify poses according to your anatomy and coming back down to ground. Keep your shoulders down, shoulders relaxed. One more, one for the road, as we say. Tilting up and tucking down. Good. Give rest there. Relax every part of your body. Then come up into your small bridge. Keep your knees tracking straight, neither in nor out. And then do a little hip movement as though you're bringing your left hip towards your left shoulder, back to center, and right hip towards your right shoulder. Do that all over again. Left towards your left shoulder, right towards your right shoulder. The hips stay in one line, so they're not dropping along the way. You can use your breath when you're contracting that side of your body. And we're ready to come back. Take pause, relax. Bend your right leg in, hold the back of your right thigh, and extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. Once your leg is extended like this and you're supporting it with your clasped hands, circle your foot. Extend your heel up for a little bit more hamstring stretch, and then replace right foot to the floor. Switch, left leg comes in. Do your little ankle rotation, as that's a really important joint of our bodies. And then a little more work into it from the back of your knee to your heel, heel up, toes down. And then we'll come all the way to ground and relax all over again. Check your face is relaxed and shoulders, your breathing even, rhythmical. While we're still lying on our backs, we're going to take up a series of core strengthening exercises, and I might ask you to bring your hand over your belly, and then just on your exhales, bring your navel towards the floor. We want to keep the muscles here engaged and holding the abdomen in a kind of deflated position, but you can still breathe. We'll do some toe taps from this stabilized position. And the legs come towards your chest, feet kind of just dangling towards the floor. Right foot, stretch it away, bring it back. Stretch the left leg, bring it back. Let's go in a nice rhythm. Tap, tap, tap. If you want a little bit more challenge, then take your leg out farther away from you. But this is probably a good way to warm up those muscles. And let's do one more each side. Coming back, 2 feet on the floor again, and pause. Just make sure that we're holding this core strength in the abdominal area as we bring the legs up to tabletop position. Your arms just by your side. Flex your feet. Rest your hands now on the front of your thighs. And exhale, push away. Inhale, release. Exhale, thighs press into your hands. Hands press into your thighs. Let's do several more of those breath cycles. Exhale, inhale. Usually use the exhalation when we're contracting muscles. And one more like that. Pressure, release, and 2 feet back on the floor. Navel towards the floor. Let's take the legs up to tabletop once more, and we'll do a single leg press. You did a double leg. Both hands rest onto your right thigh. Exhale, extend the left leg away. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, left leg away. Let's alternate like that in a nice smooth rhythm. Keep checking back that you're holding the abdominal muscles firmly. And it's leg and abdominal work, not so much your chest. And one more, and then 2 feet on the floor, and take a pause. Let's take a double leg stretch. I'm going to rest my hands underneath my upper buttocks to give a little support for my low back. And then this time bring the legs all the way up straight. If you know that you're tight in your leg muscles, keep a little knee bend. And then inhale, exhale, extend the legs away from you. Inhale, bring them back up. Exhale, lowering partially towards the floor. Inhale, back up. Exhale. And you can modify this for yourself for making it a smaller movement, range of movement, or angle of movement. And legs come all the way up. Fold the legs down. Rest your feet on the floor. Slip your hands out. Last in this little cycle of abdominal exercises, bring your right leg up and we'll make some small circles. I like to start small, and this is as much as I might go, as I'm extra careful of my hips. Want to avoid rocking side by side to side. Circle the other way. What keeps us stable is keeping the navel back. You could make some bigger circles if you want to challenge yourself, but once you start rocking, teeter-tottering, then you've gone too far. And other side, and left leg, small circles. One side is often very, very different than the other side. Go the other way. I know I have to work harder to keep my hips stable on this left leg side. And then to ground and both feet on the floor and taking pause there. We're going to move on to the next section where we're working on prone poses. We've done supine and now we do prone. You might recognize this from yoga. It's a little setup for cobra pose. So find your way lying face down. Have your hands next to your ribs and rest your forehead onto the mat. Lengthen your legs back away from you. Press your pubic bone down. Lift your navel center up. Only working with your shoulders now. That's all that lifts. Inhale, bring your hands away from the floor. Exhale, bring them back down. Inhale as you lift up, squeeze in through your shoulder blades. Exhale, release down. This third time when we come up, hands come up, lift your head just a fraction off the floor, and then lower your head, lower your hands. So you've warmed up your back well to come into a little bit more of a back bend. Feel the support of your shoulder blades and lift your head, press your hands down, come up a small amount according to your anatomy, what your body needs, or a little bit more if you can keep the pubis pressing down, the navel lifting up, shoulder blades active. And come down all over again. Do one more of those. You've done all the warm-up and then coming up in a small lift in a back bend or a greater one depending on your flexibility. And all the way down. And resting. Just give your buttock muscles a bit of a shake out. And then come up onto your forearms. Interlock your hands. You're supporting yourself onto your wrists and your elbows. Practice this movement. Lift your chest up away from the ground, and then do the opposite and just let it fall towards the ground. Press your arms and lift up, and then release down. Beautiful. Keep the height of your chest, and then we'll do some kicks with our legs, double leg kicks. So we'll kick and one leg and opposite leg. We can dorsiflex and plantar flex your feet. So it goes point your toes, kick, heel to buttock kick. Point, heel. That's the idea. It's a little bit of brain coordination here. Notice if you're dropping and lift up again. And we'll go one more each side and resting, and then come down. Bend your elbows. Rest your head onto your folded hands. And we'll take the last one in this prone series. Set yourself up with your legs close together. Your weight on your pubic bone again. And interlock your hands behind you onto your buttocks. Lift your head, lift your hands away from your hips, lower down, double leg kick, kick, and come up again, arms stretched back, looking straight forward. Turn your head each time the opposite direction, kick, kick. Inhale, come up, lower down, kick, kick. And again, lifting up, the arms stretching straight at the elbows. One more, and lowering down, double leg kick, and release. Bring your arms down by your side, and help yourself up. Press your hands, lift your head, lift your chest, and fold back a little bit. First, all fours, and then, providing your knees allow you to do this, lower buttocks back towards the heels, like the yoga pose, child's pose. We'll move on to the next section, which is side lying poses. So I'm going to lie on my mat along the back edge of it so that I know that I can place myself in a straight line on that edge. So my legs are on that edge and my head and my arm. Because I'm testing my balance here, I want to arrive at a position where there's very little teetering. I can support myself with my hand in front of my chest and begin the series lifting top leg away from the bottom leg, lowering down. Keep your bottom waist lifted away from the floor. There's a little curve there away from the floor, and then that will turn on your abdominal muscles again. And just one more lift like that. Let's see, in wanting to challenge ourselves, whether we can lift the arm and the leg together and lower them together and lift them together. And if that has got you flummoxed, you can just do your legs. All right, we're going to do some circles with the top leg. So small circles are plenty good for the hip joint. And let's go the other way. As much as you can, a circle instead of some other shape. And then join your legs. And bend your both legs so that you finish up with your knees in front of you, a right angle at your hips, a right angle at your knees. And then let's do something a little different here for your neck. Lift your head away from your lower arm, bring it back down. Head lifts up and lowers down. One more time, lift up, lower down, rest there, relax, and then bring your top hand onto your hip and hitch your hip up towards your shoulder, push away. Hip towards your shoulder, push away. One more hip hitch, hike that hip up, push away. Well done. Balance with your hand in front of you again. And then let's lift the top leg away from the bottom leg and back down. If you think that your balance is pretty good, I think these are easier to balance in with bent legs. More surface area is covered. Raise your arm as you're raising the bent leg. And one more. And down. All right. Let's take the other side, but with a little break in between. Come on up. Extend your legs out. Balance in the seated position with your legs bent, your feet on the floor. Hold behind your legs so that that helps pull you up to a straight position. Then let's see one leg lifts and straight, and then the other leg. I can feel my front thigh muscles working in this position. And make sure that you're not dropping. Keep your chest nice and high. And we're going to take the other side now. Right. So we're lying on one side, lying on the opposite side. And then do the same thing. Line yourself up on the edge of the mat. Take a little while to adjust your balance. So this side might be more precarious than the first side, or better balance than the first side. Lift the bottom waist away from the floor. Keep your legs entirely together. And then lift that top leg away from the bottom leg and back down. The leg lifts and lowers. And keep going. Add the arm movement. Now you know the pathway for that. The arm can come up at the same time as the leg. You've got a little bit more work to balance there. Good, and just one more. Well done. Let's take a pause, and then that top leg is going to circle, as near to circles as you can make them. Notice if you're moving about a little bit, switch on those core muscles again, and then rotate the opposite way. Good. Feel that thigh bone in its hip as it rotates. And both legs together. And let's go to bent leg. So placing the legs carefully in a right angle behind the knee and at the hip crease, we do a head lift. So we're strengthening the neck muscles by lifting and lowering, but slowly. And rest. Bring your hand onto your top hip, and then move that hip towards its shoulder on that side, and then push away. Hip moves towards your shoulder, and then away. One more hip hike. Well done. And then releasing, and support yourself with your hand in front of you. And let's lift up the top leg. How about on this side, if you rest your hand onto the thigh or the hip, and as though you were adding a little bit resistance to lifting and lowering that leg. It's a little bit like the clam pose. Good. And then both legs close, and we're ready to move on to what we call quadrupeds. So all fours kneeling position. Come on up. And place yourself on the mat with your hands directly underneath your shoulders and your knees directly underneath your hips. Let's do a weight shift and go forward leading with your top chest, and then pushing back. We lean in, and then we push away. You might lower it a little closer to your buttocks towards your heels, but that's really a matter of you looking after your knees too. And that should be a healthy movement for your knees. Okay, good. And then let's pause where we're right in neutral position and do a lean out towards the right side. Lean back into center and shift your weight left. The weight comes off the opposite side from where you're leaning, light on, and then back to center and alternating like that. One more weight shift, right, left, back in the center, and then come down onto your elbows. Turn your hands upside down. Open all of your finger joints and your palm stretches right, little finger to thumb. And open and close your hands a few times. Sometimes bearing weight on your hands and wrists can be a little bit tiring. Right, and then let's do a hip hitch again. So we do this in several poses. Move your right hip towards your right shoulder, your left hip towards your left shoulder. Alternate. You might look to the direction. I can't see my hip, but you might be able to. And next time you go right, make sure that your pelvis is parallel with the ceiling. So you're not dropping the hip, you're just moving it sideways. Pause in the center. Well done. And then let's do cat-cow position. It's called in yoga. Press into your hands. Lift your spine up towards the ceiling so it makes a rounded shape there. Then release the spine downwards so that it makes more of a valley shape. So we go from mountain to valley. Lift the spine up, the base of your spine too, by using your abdominal muscles. And let the spine dip. Look out. One more time, lifting and lowering. And let's give the wrists a break one more time. Come down onto your forearms. You could rotate your wrists, or just open and close your hands is quite healthy for your hands. And then, not quite finished with the series, so come to balance onto your hands once more, hands and knees. We're going to practice a coordination, maybe mobility exercise, balance all in one. Bend your right knee into your chest, stretch it away from you, look out. Knee towards your chest, head towards your knee. Third time, and knee in, and replace that knee onto the floor. Switch. Left knee bends in, push away. Left knee comes in, you're looking at your knee, push away, you're looking out towards the horizon. Place the knees back in a line. Let's try balancing on opposite limbs. Right leg stretch away behind you, left arm extend out in front of you. Can we do this with the folded limbs? Left elbow bends, right knee comes in, stretch away, go to ground. Left hand down, right knee down. Good. Open up your chest again. Let's take the left leg out and the right arm, and then pull them in. Going well here, I trust. And arm straight, pull it in. Let's go. Support, right hand down, left knee down. Well done. Let us do just a few small push-ups. I'm going to take my hands a little forward of my shoulders, walk my knees back. It's as though I'm in a bent leg version of these push-ups, And bending the elbows, lowering down a little. Push away. Bend your elbows, lower down a little. One more time. Take that bend and lower down. Walk your hands back. And we're going to come all the way up to standing now. And inhale all the way up. All right, we're approaching our standing series, as you can see from my position, and it incorporates balance. We all need to work on our balance, I think, continuously. First one is heel lift, and we lift both heels and rise up and lower down. A lift of your heels, a lower down. If you can hold for a little bit, a few moments, all the better. Notice if you're starting to tense up from the effort of that movement, if your balance is not so great at the moment. Keep the upper body relaxed, even your face relaxed. And then pausing, let's go right heel lifts up, left heel lifts up, right heel comes down, left heel comes down. See if you can follow along with lefts and rights. Left heel up, right heel, left heel down, right heel down. Right heel, left heel, right heel, left heel. One more round, left, right, left, right, and then let it all go. Maybe shake your feet and your ankles out slightly, and coming back to a steady stance in the way that you started. I'm going to take up a wall position with my back all the way against the wall. A good way to test your posture. So let's say back of the head, back of the chest against the wall. And then I'm going to step out my left foot about a foot away from the wall. I'm going to place my right foot on the wall. I still have all of my back torso on the wall and supported. And then when I do a push away, I'm going to come away all in one piece. Head, shoulders, and buttocks, like that. And then very slowly going back. Well, it wasn't as slow as I wanted, but it was all right. And then push away. And coming back, buttocks, shoulders, and back of your head. It's testing the strength of that standing leg. It's asking to do the standing leg do the work of two legs. All right, let's see what it's like on the opposite side. So replacing right foot where the left foot was, left foot onto the wall, just below your buttock. And then let's do the push away and back to the wall. Push away and returning all in one piece of the back of the torso, and push away and resting there, lower the left foot, move away from the wall and come center onto your mat. Let's do a little bit with low impact, and we'll do some side stepping just with a little bit of force. We go side step, back into center in the opposite way. Back to center, opposite. We could pick up the pace a little bit. Just giving those bones a little bit of a challenge. ankle bones and leg bones, and taking pause and steady balance on 2 feet again. Great. Let's do one more balancing pose, which we call clock. And you can imagine a clock face. I turn my back to you here. And we start in neutral. If you're picturing the clock face around you, you can take right foot forward, tap, and back. Right foot out to the side and back. So the numbers on the clock face are 12 o'clock forward, 3 o'clock to the side, and 6 o'clock behind you. Bring it in. Let's do the opposite. And left foot comes forward, 12 o'clock, and back. Like I said, it's a balancing pose. Out to the side, left foot, 9 o'clock, and back. 6 o'clock behind you, and stepping up. Let's do one more round around the clock. 3 o'clock, left foot 9 o'clock, back to center. 6 o'clock right foot, back to center. 12 o'clock left foot, back to center, and then just shake it out. That one is a work in progress, as you can see. We'll do a little bit more of impact with heel drops. So when we rise up, we drop the heels. Just going to do a kind of a shake up that movement through your leg bones, your spinal column, through your arms, and your facial features probably. And then come to a halt. For the next section, we will do some squats and some weights, very light weights. The ones that I have are 2 kilos. You might have them as light as 1 kilo or even less. If you don't have the kind of free weights that I'm showing you, then you might have some cans of a small weight that you can hold in each hand. So I'll give you a chance to get those for yourself. All right. And then we'll start with work on the biceps. Bring your weights in front of you, and we're going to lower them towards the floor and then towards the shoulders. I've wedged my elbows in against my side body, and that helps me, kind of reminds me to switch on my abdominal muscles too. But my elbows and my elbow joint is well supported. So we'll go for about 10 rounds. And then release the weights down. Give the arm muscles a recovery period. And then we'll do some pull-ups. So if you rest your hands onto your thighs, the pull-up is elbows out and coming up to your shoulders and lowering down. We've got straight posture here, raising and lowering. And if we keep this slow fashion, then we're not overtaxing the joints of the body. And sometimes when we go really quick, we lose our good form and alignment. And let's say one more. And then hinging and lowering the weights back down. You might feel some extra circulation in your arms. Take up your weights again. We're going to do a movement for the deltoid muscles. So those are the nice round muscles that cap the shoulders. Soften your knees and then bring the arms out to the side and back down. Raising. Keep your wrists straight so they're not flexed in either direction. And it's good to work with the breath. It's a little harder for me because I'm talking at the same time. But we say inhale up, exhale down. You can see I'm not raising my arms to shoulder height, just out to the side. So you might come up as high as shoulder height, but it's not necessary. Just read your body. And last one. And then release your weights. Let those muscles take some recovery time. And last one of these for our triceps. Take your weights firmly in hand. This time do hinge from your hips. Keep a knee bend. Bring your arms up towards your shoulders and then do a kickback with your arms. Bring them in towards your shoulders again. Kick it back, bring it up. Make sure that your abdominal muscles are supporting you here. Your navel is back towards your spine. A bend and a straighten. I'm going to approximate 10 here. I wasn't counting, but 10 for all of these movements is really a good number. One more. Back and coming up. Hinging from the hips. Drop your weights. Come back up. All right, and we can do some squats with the weights. I'm just going to take up one weight for these squats. But you can do as you were doing and have one in each hand. So, starting with your feet apart and a little bit externally rotated. Then bending your knees, lowering down and coming up. Move your buttocks back, but keep your chest up. Keep your weight close to you and lowering down and lifting up. That's pretty much all there is to it. Except for your form, keep the knees in line with the toes, so neither dropping in nor dropping out. And then pausing and stepping your feet back together. Keep hold of your weight and do a lunge out to the right side. Bend your knees and come up and back to center. So you're working on balance and coordination here so that when you take your knee bend, you're bending both legs equally. Out to the side, knee bend, bring it back in, pause, and let's go to the other side. Step out, knee bend, back to center. There's that moment when you take off where you work on your balance. When we bend our legs in our squat, equal bend both knees. Let's do one more. Well done. All right, let's take a break from the weight. The next squat is with a curtsy. So, take up both weights again. So we know curtsy, one leg behind you. Going to move to the right with the right leg behind us and curtsy. And alternating. And to the left. And back in. And one side. And then the other. Good. And then let's add the weights to what we're doing. So when you take your right leg back, you're going to bring the weight towards your right shoulder. Goes like this. Right leg back, right shoulder. Left leg back, left shoulder. Good. Let's see how we go. And center, and to the left, and center. Once more each side. Back to center, and left, and back to center. And we're finished with the weights. Happily finished with them. And we're just at the point where we're going to do some cool down leg stretches. So balancing on 2 feet, bring your right foot forward, bend the left leg, keep the right leg straight, and rest your hands onto your left thigh. Take a knee bend left leg, give the right leg a good stretch. Good. Come back upright, both feet together. Take your right leg out to the right side. Keep it very straight. Bend the left leg. Keep straightening through the right leg. Come all the way up, bring that leg in, take it behind you, and lunge the front leg, your left leg, straighten your right leg. Good. Step up. Other side. Left leg out. Balance on your heel. Both hands onto your right leg. Take a bow. Straighten the back of the left knee. Come all the way up. Left leg left. Bend the right leg. Keep that left leg very straight inside of the knee, the inside of the thigh. Bring it in. Step it back. Heels down. Bend the front leg. A lunge with the right leg. Left leg very straight. Step up. Have your feet a little bit apart. Feel your footing like you did at the very beginning of the session, and bring your arms up alongside your ears. Reach for the ceiling or reach for the sky with both arms. Open your fingers, open your thumbs. Rotate your head so you're looking right, center, left, center, right, center, once more left, center. Bring your hands together. Bring your hands down in front of your chest as a sign of respect. Namaste, and thank you for joining me.